shipping to you. Kauffie, Kauffie Company, yeah, oh yeah, it's the Kauffie Company. Whoa, it's the Kauffie Company. Whoa, Kauffie,
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to your place of chill. That is the Kauffie Company. It is Thursday, the 9th of October, and it is a quite temperament 17 degrees centigrade. It is jumper weather. It does not that cold. I haven't got the aircon on, so it is now officially jumper weather, of course. But it's always good to wear a cardigan, isn't it? But yes, we're back here. We've got loads of news in terms of there's stuff happening with Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. I don't know if we're going to be joined by anyone today, but it's a very interesting topic. It's a very interesting topic. It's caused a bit of not a ruction. It's causing people to be a bit hands-offish and be a bit sheepish, a bit pessimistic. You know me, everyone. I am the ultimate pessimist. I am the ultimate pessimist when it comes to this stuff. So we will try and take both sides of the view, and then we'll start talking about it. Kauffie 2.0 is moving forward ever so slowly. So Kauffie 2.0 is on the way. I've just been doing some mission statement. What do you call it? Tagline? Mission statement? All that stuff. We're moving very slowly towards. We should have my official floor plan today. So then once we get the floor plan, I get to go full 3D design stuff, and I get to find stuff and do arty-farty designer stuff, which is what I really love doing. We got coffee orders to do, and it's going to be fun. But without further ado, we will start with the 100 million injection into the football club, and I'll try and be fair. I'll try and be as pessimistic, but I will try and be fair, because I think Tottenham fans are a bit unrealistic sometimes, and I'm including myself with that. But without further ado, let's see who's in the house to take us through the show. We've got 50 interviews so far, but I don't know what's happening. We have Stu Boy. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. YouTube member Mark Taylor's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Andrew Gregory, YouTube member. Yes, we will talk about Enic in just a second. Let's say hello to everybody. Richard Bird, from Montreal. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Marianne, good to see you, Mariana. Good to see you. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're well. YouTube member. Rain Man is in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. He's working from home today. Good to see you. Taracro Membley 1. Good to see you, sir. Hopefully you're well. We're going to talk about this in a minute. And we have come on you coys, Marcus. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Queen Ellie, salute to the Queen. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're well. Ian Ferguson, YouTube member. We have Flower Power. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. Hopefully you're well. Jason Bell, YouTube member. Good to see you. Yes, we will talk about this in a sec. Brandon Wallace is in the house saying big up, Ben. When are you going to talk guitars? When there's guitars to talk about, to be honest, Brandon. A few things have been released recently, which I'm really, really excited by. It's been out for a couple of months now, the brand new Gretsch Synchromatic series. So a cheaper version of the White Falcon and the 6120, which is fantastic for players like me that want to own a White Falcon being my dream guitar. I can't afford a White Falcon. That's 3,500 quid. But a Synchromatic series is half the price of that. So really, really good that they're releasing those. PRS have released their new SE, like their version of the Telecaster, but as an SE version. There's some good stuff coming out very, very soon. Some good stuff. Yes, I did. Yeah, it's preposterous. Indeed. We got Nige. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. At Pure Coys TV. Good to see you, buddy. Hopefully you're well. And we got Stacey. All love to you, Stacey. Stacey, absolutely all love to you and to your family. Good to see you in here, Stacey. Our hearts are with you as always. And yeah, everyone say hello to Stacey. Absolutely wonderful person is Stacey. Big up to Stace. Stacey's a laugh. I'm going to send Stacey a message after the show. When I get a chance. Right, everyone. Let's talk about this 100 million thingy-majig. I don't like when Tottenham fans are I'm all for unrealistic expectations. I'm all for it. Football is about that. For some reason, people think football isn't the real world. I know football. The values of football are very, very inflated. The values. I'll send Flower Power's asking for the link. I'll send Flower Power the link. I'll send them the link. We might have an argument. We might have a good time, but it's always all love. Enic have invested £100 million into the football club, which they say is the start. That is the start of their investment to bring sporting success to the football club. That is their words. It's not the exact words. I'm not a serious football YouTuber on this channel. Unless it's a Monday and a Friday, I am not a serious football YouTuber. I am speaking from whatever I'm thinking in my calamitous brain that I've got in between my two ears. £100 million. £100 million is a hell of a lot of money, especially in an era where people don't have a lot of money. People are getting taxed to oblivion. 100 million quid is a lot of money, and they say it's just the start. So that's 100 million is not only what they're doing. They're going to put more in. I understand pessimism, and I understand that people have been burnt before by Enic and Levy and the previous things, and I totally understand that. I'm one of those people that won't believe anything until it's happened. I have to see it with my two eyes. But I cannot stand when people say, oh, only 100 million. That's not a lot of money. Let's face it, everyone. The majority of the people on Spurs YouTube chats will not have £1 million. Won't have £1 million. £1 million is a lot of money for me. I wish I had £1 million. If I had £1 million, I'd be delighted. Most people will not touch £1 million in their life, or have that in liquid, or have it in. They might have it up in a house. So most people will not have 1 million quid. So for them to turn around and say, oh, only 100 million, how dare you, you're scum, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're... £100 million being invested into the football club is a good start. It's a really good start. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money for the club, for the Lewis family to be investing. So for them to invest that, the football club is worth 5 billion. So 100 million, even to someone that owns a business worth 5 billion, is a lot of money. Even to 100 billionaires, 100 million is a lot of money. So for people to, we'll bring flower power, but for people to turn around and say, it's only 100 million quid, that won't even get you a... Calm down. Calm down, everyone, because what you're doing is you're setting yourself up to be made miserable. And I'll get to see what Flower Power says about it. But what's happening today? People are saying, I want Semenyo in January. Semenyo's not coming to Spurs. Let's put it, write it down. He's not coming. So don't disappoint yourselves. You're disappointing yourselves. And then you're going to blame the club and say, look how awful they are. We're not going to get... So to wrap this, to put a bow on this, let's see what they do with the £100 million. They say it's just the start to give Frank and the recruitment team a bit extra in January to get more sporting success, and then they will be investing more as the months come through. Flower Power, good to see you today. How are you doing? What's your view on what's happening at the moment?
I don't know, to be honest. I think there's so many conclusions. I've seen that they've taken money out before for the building works and they're just kind of paying it back. I've seen investment from somebody else and it's likely to be the start of a food chain. I'm not sure. But there's so many people that are kind of just negative for the sake of being negative. I just don't understand it. It's like, now go and sign Semenyo. Look, there's 100,000 of left wingers that we could get in that would be fantastic. Let's just see how they act. If it ain't Semenyo, then it has to be someone of that level or there or thereabouts. But you can't write it off before it's even happened.
It's to us, or to anyone, 100 million is a hell of a lot of money. And I know football clubs are big businesses. 100 million, like there's, Arsenal spent 300 million in the summer. Well, that's not how football works. That's not how football works. They will pay them that much money, but it will be over 6 years. That's what it'll be over 6 years. It'll be installments here and there, pay a little bit here. Then you've got this, then you've got this. It's people are acting like it's a normal business transaction and you'll go to the shop and buy a Freddo and it's 30p for a Freddo. Firstly, I can't believe it's 30p for a Freddo now. And it's, there's the money. No, that's not how football works anymore. But
agreed.
It's just, why about... I love Semenyo. I'd absolutely love to have Semenyo at the football club. And then people are coming up with... people are saying, it's actually 65 million to buy Semenyo. Do you think if Tottenham Hotspur bid 65 million pounds for Semenyo, there aren't going to be other clubs looking to buy him? Because I'm going to be realistic. I think Semenyo is probably one of the 3 best wingers in the league. That's how much I rate Semenyo. I think he is top class. I think he would get into Liverpool's team. I think he'd get into Arsenal's team. I think he would even get into Real Madrid's team. That's how good I think Semenyo is. Do you think if Spurs put a bid in, do you think a bigger club isn't going to come in and say, all right, we'll have that sorted?
They may do.
Don't we?
But they may do, but it's about doing it for once, isn't it? I mean, we messed around with Eze for so long. It would be nice for us to say, right, this is our bid. Go in early, first day of the transfer market. Hopefully still be in the Champions League and say, look, we have Champions League this season. We're through. Yeah. Do you want to join? let's go for it, 80 million or whatever you want to start at. But you're talking for me 80 million minimum.
Yeah. And do you think if we bid 80 million for Semenyo, there aren't going to be other teams bidding that much money for him?
The only thing that kind of goes...
Then we've got to... So Tottenham fans are saying, oh, we don't pay the wages. We don't... So why are you now saying... Because let's say we offer Semenyo 200 grand a week. Do you think another football club, like... I know Angus is in the house and he's been saying it because Semenyo apparently is an Arsenal fan, so he might want to go to Arsenal to play. It's one of those things. It's one of those things.
But for me, if you shoot now, I think now is the best chance we have of getting him, purely because Arsenal and Liverpool have spent so much. I think that their owners may be like, look, we've just proper backed you in the summer. Let's wait until we at least get to the end of the season and reassess things. So it could be a downside, but it could also be a blessing. I would go all out and try and get him.
It's just not. Indeed. Exactly. Do you think Bournemouth are going to be selling their best player in January when they have a genuine chance of finishing in European football for the first time? They're not going to do it.
Well, they normally do, though, don't they? They normally always sell their best players and just kind of kick on again. They'll probably sell Semenyo and buy somebody else in, and they're so good at replacing what they do sell. You never know. For me, like I said, I would just go straight away, 80, 85 million, put it down there. Don't care what everyone else thinks he's worth, and then see what happens.
See what happens. See if another club bids the same money, because all we can say is we tried. If he says yes, he comes. If he doesn't, at least we tried. But
the only thing that would ruin us is AFCON then. Him and Kudos, same team.
Ghana are not in the AFCON this year.
But I mean for like like going on.
Yeah. Could be. It could ruin us. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Two of your front three is crazy.
But is this just Tottenham fans getting our sights set on one player and only one player? Because there were the first thing you said was there are loads of left wingers that can do that job and would be better than what we've got. That Savio would be a great option. Let's say we bought Savio for Man City, and then Man City, because Man City could do with a Semenyo. Because Semenyo, I think, is better than Savio at the moment. I think he's better than Doku at the moment. I think he's better than Oscar Bob. I think he's better than all their wingers. If Man City wanted Semenyo, they could have him.
I like Adeyemi. That's the other one who's in for so long. So good on the ball, so quick, good at finishing. I would love someone like Adeyemi. And he's different to Kudos. He doesn't want the ball all the time. I think sometimes, look, I would love Semedo and Kudos, but sometimes I do believe it's best to have slightly different wingers on each side. Have the ball carry on one side and have somebody that's prepared to break the lines, finish on the other side.
Like, people might like this. But I think Doku would be a great winger for Spurs. He'd never come to Spurs. I'd love a player like Doku. I know Doku is more like an Adama Traore ×2. He's like a better Adama Traore, but that's the type of winger Spurs need. We haven't had that style of winger since Aaron Lennon, who's a bit of a meathead, not the best on the ball, but when he got the ball, it terrified people. You need a player that's a bit techie, which is what we've got with Kudus, and you need someone who's a bit of a meathead, who's just going to run and run and run. You need wingers like that. Mm-hmm. So I totally agree with you, Flower Power. You don't have two of the same wingers unless they're like really, really good.
Well, if you do, you have to have a different kind of striker that's going to hold the ball up and let them do the creative work and the danger.
One thing people have been saying, and I'm all for this transfer, I don't know how much it would cost wages-wise. I'd love to have Ivan Toney through the door. I'd love to have Toney. I think he suits us down to the ground. I think he would be a very, very good key in getting Thomas Frank what he wants, really, which is his wingers to go forward. Really, his wingers score more of the goals than the strikers. Not that he didn't have players like Toney, Watkins, and Wissa last year. The wingers do score a lot of goals, but I think Tony would give us a lot. He would give us nastiness, and I think we've got Richarlison, who's more like a wasp. He's more like an annoying wasp, but we don't have someone who's truly nasty. And I think you need one of those players in your team.
Have Romero.
He's at the back though.
Yeah.
Truly nasty? Maybe. You could say Romero's one, but we need more than that.
Polinia could be. Bentancur could be.
I don't think Paulinho is nasty. I think I think he's a bit of a Rolls Royce. I think he's got a bit of class about him. But Adeyemi might be going. Adeyemi's a good player.
I love Adeyemi.
I wouldn't be surprised. Look at this fraud outside of school. Don't you start, Collison.
I actually am.
Get both of you in. Get both of you sitting outside schools. Yes, good player. Arsenal were told if there was another offer, they'd be notified. He would come to Spurs if he didn't match it. It's true. It's true. I'd love to have Ivan Toney. We're not getting Rodrigo. He's too good to play for Spurs.
I actually don't think he's as good as people say. I think he's a good player. I think he's not as good as people make out.
His name's Rodrigo, though. It's got to be.
We've already got one of those.
Who?
Rodrigo Bentancur.
It's a different Rodrigo. More like a bee that's lost his sting, indeed.
Richarlison just falls. Everyone says he's this big kind of bulldozer and nasty player, and he spends more time rolling around on the floor than he does anything else. I can't stand him. He's the pinnacle of rubbish striker.
You know Richarlison is at the end of his days when the only team that's offering him a deal is Orlando City. And no disrespect to Orlando City, but if you're a good footballer, you're at 28 years of age, a team in the MLS isn't coming in for you.
Harry Kane did it, didn't he? They said to him about America. Harry Kane, would you go America? He said, no, that's towards the end of the career.
Yeah.
And plus, I'm going to Orlando, and I don't want him going there.
Flower power and Richarlison go Disney.
Yeah.
I would pay for that. I would pay for that YouTube series and be like, Richie would be like, Flower, do you want to go on Small World? He'd be like, absolutely fucking not. Richarlison and Flower Power on Small World.
No, thank you.
That's disrespect the hell out. They're shit. They're a shit team. Like even Everton, and I think Richarlison would actually be a good player for Everton. I think he would suit Everton because he's absolutely loved there.
He's loved, but I don't think he's as good as even back then. I think he's worse than what he was. I just don't see what he's good at, and I think that's the problem.
If Kane comes to the US, it's to the NFL as a kicker. I agree. I think he'd do really well. Let's talk about a new keeper. Competition for Kinski. Stop it. Don't wind up the guest, you boy. Don't wind up the guest.
Look, I try to base myself on honesty, and for me, Vicario this season has been poor. He's made so many good saves where you go, how have you made that? And then the rest of his stuff has been poor. Really disappointed with him this season.
Do you think it's time for us to get a better goalkeeper who's better with his feet?
I'm 50-50 with that because obviously, yeah, it's easy to say yes, but we need a goalkeeper that's as good as Vicario, also at saving shots. I know he hasn't had the best start to the season, but a lot of people commit to this whole playing football with their feet, and then Kinski plays for us in goal against Arsenal and lets two howlers in, and then we go, oh no, he's not ready. Why has he been given a chance? I just want a goalkeeper that's good, like saving shots. So I think it's a lose-lose. I think if people like Mainang from AC and players like that are available, then yeah, of course.
Mainang is a good player. He's a good player.
But for me, the most important things is a striker, a left winger, and probably a number 8. They're the ones for me that I would say is you need to sort out first.
You don't think Bergvall can grow into that role of being a number 8?
He could, but coulda, woulda, shoulda. If we're talking about replacing Vicario because we could get better, then for me, I would like I know this is kind of wishful thinking a little bit, but I would like a Michael Carrick in there. I would like somebody that's like just calm. I don't
Isn't
want any more
Paulinia
ball
that figure
carrying.
though? Isn't
Yeah,
Paulinia more of that Michael Carrick figure?
well, I think Paulinia is more of like a destroyer that can do that rather than somebody that can do that as their first job. And Adam Wharton, somebody that's just so calm on the ball.
You know, we've had this conversation many occasions. I would absolutely love that. I wanted Wharton before we signed Paulinia, personally.
So for me, I think we just need a bit of calm in midfield. I think Bergval's rash. I think Xavi's always trying to make something happen. We haven't seen Gray, in fairness to him. I think Bentancur is a 10-1 week and a 3 the next week.
Yeah.
I would just like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 in midfield every week. Calm, cool as you like. Just slows the game down.
Basically, what Jordan Henderson was for Liverpool every week.
Yeah.
7 out of 10. Whatever thing you did, whatever day it was, rain, sun, shut. Even if they had a game at 3 o'clock in the morning, Jordan Henderson was probably an 8 out of 10 on it, 7 out of 10 on his day every single day. A Roy Keane type, 7 out of 10 every. It is true. It is true. A lot of they're very inconsistent. I think Bergval will get to that level. I think he's a cracking little player. From what I've seen, I've seen the improvement of Archie Gray this year in the cameos he had. We wouldn't have drawn that Bodo game had Archie Gray not come on the pitch. I think he actually caused that little thing that ended up in the back of the net. Not that I think Archie Gray is the now, but with an actual coach, you can see that he's now starting. He had a good performance against Burnley as well early, and I know it's only Burnley and they're a championship team and they're going straight back down. But you can only play against the opposition you're playing, and in the performances he has had this season, he has improved. But we do need a number 8. We do need a number 8. I would agree with you.
Just need to be able to keep the ball.
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, Madison probably would have been the perfect scenario, drop him into a number 8.
Yeah.
Kulu for me again, I think that Kulu, he just loses the ball too much. He's just not good enough. I just want somebody that's good at keeping the ball. Bergval with me, obviously, I know you said about could he be that player? He could, but again, he does too much. That's not what I'm looking for at the moment. I feel like he's always trying to get the ball, or he's trying to make the tackle, make the turn, make the run, make the through ball, or the shot. Like, I feel like he's trying to do everything. When in Frank's team, it's a system. It's like, no, you get it and pass to him, or you do this and you pass to that, and then we build. But yeah, for me, I mean,
it's the reason we wanted this guy in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
That guy screams that, but he's not been good. I know.
So,
we're not going to talk about him because every single time we do a show and it talks about football, it always leads back to that gentleman. Morgan Gibbs-White has been crap this season. Since the first couple of games, he's been terrible. Probably.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it. I think he's the choice of him staying at Nottingham Forest to be not to uproot his family, who have had a very difficult time over the. You all know what happened with his other half. They've had very difficult time. So maybe to stay at Forest to be with their hospital that they were in may be a good idea. But it screams that he really doesn't want to be there. He really doesn't want to be there, and I think
it was
not
healthy,
that you should always let unhappy players go. Unless that the testament of someone, I'm going to bring him back up. Remember when Luka Modric wanted to go to Chelsea and we said, no, you're not going to Chelsea for 40 million.
Yeah.
He came back and he's still Spurs' best player for the entire year. But then he went to Real Madrid. So basically Spurs saved his career because if he had gone to Chelsea, he wouldn't have had anywhere near the career he had.
Yeah.
Being the most decorated player in Real Madrid's history. But that shows how much of a professional he was, and it shows that it showed Morgan Gibbs-White up a bit. I think he has been dreadful, and his teammate Anderson has been, apart from giving away that idiotic penalty the other day, Anderson has been excellent.
I agree.
Yeah,
I completely agree.
I totally agree. Ed Anderson has been very good this season. Where did they get Anderson from? Where did they get him from?
What about someone like an Edison? He would do.
Edison's good. Edison's good.
He would be a good player. Someone like that that's just calm, just good at their job, knows their job, good at it, and that's what they want to do.
That's probably why I would still try and go for instead of spending silly money on Semenyo, as much as people are desperate for Semenyo, and I think we do need a left winger first and foremost. If we're going to spend that money on a top player, I would like to sign an Adam Wharton. I think that's making sure your midfield is solid is the most important part of your football team, in my opinion. If next season and our starting midfield is Paulinho and Wharton, I'd be fucking delighted. That would be that'd be minimum top 4, pushing towards the top 3. I still don't think we're there. I think we'll finish top. I'd love to have those two. I'd love to have those two.
I think it depends because you can't have Richarlison and Tell or Odebert. They're just not good
for
enough.
sure.
So if you're picking one, I think I'd probably. Well,
as a
for me, a
priority.
priority is a striker. For me, that is the first thing that we need to fix. Somebody that's actually going to get goals. I mean, our top goal scorer is own goals, followed by Brennan Johnson with 3, and it's not good enough.
We're great at own goals, mate. Newcastle. So Anderson came from Newcastle. So cheers, chat. Cheers, chat. We're just testing you for the day. They know. We know. I didn't know. I didn't know. But you're probably right. A striker's probably the main, because although I'm not going to rag on Tell was putting he put in a decent performance against Leeds, deservedly getting a goal. We do need better than him, and I think Odebert has something. He does have something. I don't know what it is, but he's got something. I can't put my finger on it, but he's got something.
He's got to go. For me, Tell, Odebert, Gray, they've all got to go on loan. They need to be playing week in, week out. They can't be. The moment they have 2 or 3 games where they don't score, they get criticised. Rightly so, because when you're going for the top 4, top 3, or whatever your aims are, not that we're going to finish there. Whatever their aims are, you need to be criticised along that
way,
margin.
they're going to be set up to foul. They need to be put out the pressure cooker, don't they? They need to become men before they put in that pressure. I'm inclined to agreeing with you, but in my opinion, the reason you get in a Thomas Frank for players like Gray, and I'm singling out Gray because I'm a fan of him. I don't want a worse coach teaching Gray how to play football. The reason we got in a Thomas Frank is he had a plan for Archie Gray, and I want him to see his plan through. But of course, if he went back to Leeds on loan, I would not be unhappy. I think he would do. Yeah, if he went back to Leeds on loan, I think he'd do really well there.
Yeah, but even if he went to somebody like Southampton, is it Southampton that's got Will Stewart? Southampton?
Will Still, yeah. Will Still.
Sorry. Someone like that would be fantastic for him. And I agree with the training and coaching, but so many times we do this and we rush them into the first team because we believe that they're being coached by the right people, Pochettino with Winks and so on and so on. For me, we ruined their career by not letting them go out and play 2 years solid before. Look what Arsenal did. They could have brought him in and said, no, we want him to be coached by Emre. Emre is a very good coach, blah, blah, blah. But they didn't. They said, you know what, you need to go play games, brought Saliba back, and now he's one of the best defenders in the world.
He did very well at St Etienne. I believe it was St Etienne, wasn't it? He played there for a couple of years. He did very, very well. Yeah, maybe you're right. But we'll have to let it see. I'd be very, very interested to see what happens. But striker, left winger, number 8, and maybe a fullback. I think we do need another right back because I don't see Spence as a right back. I've seen Spence enough games now, and I think you're not great at it. It's really weird. Someone who's naturally right-footed, he's not brilliant as a right back, but he's very good as a left back.
For me, it's because I think he's very good defensively, and now 90% of right wingers cut in. So the fact that he cuts in, they're cutting in onto his stronger foot. So you're actually playing an advantage to him. You're cutting in into his favoured foot. So that's why for me, I think he's better on the left.
Also, it means he doesn't have to attack and show which his weak point in the game, which is attacking. one of the things I really liked about Jose Mourinho's tenure was I liked the way he built from the back, because he set up with a back four, but the right back in Serge Aurier was basically a winger. So the three, so I quite like that, because I mean Spence can be more of that third centre back, and then Porro can do what he wants, which is really good is crossing, which is another reason you bring in a proper number 9 that can head a ball and bring a ball down. So you get the best out of Porro as well. So I think that would really work tactically. It'd be very, very interesting.
I mean, if Ange stays at Forest, I would even maybe try and get Chris Wood for cheap.
Interesting.
Good finisher, very good finisher, fantastic in the air. If you're going to be playing Porro, balls, crosses, Chris Wood is the guy, really, isn't it? There's not many better.
He's been ruined, hasn't he? You can see it. He's been ruined already. We all said it, didn't we? That he's going to be made into this sacrificial lamb sort of system. But that's not how Forest have done well. Forest have done well because they've had 2 traditional wingers get into the byline and crossing in the box for Chris Wood to finish. Yeah. Old school football.
Let's swap Chris Wood for Brennan Johnson.
You know what? It's not a bad idea.
I would say Brennan Johnson's probably worth more financially because of Chris Wood's age. So it benefits both teams, and he gets him off our book because he's just rubbish.
He's very good at finishing, but he's not good at anything else.
Yeah.
It's a shame that. It's a shame they don't try him as a striker.
It's the hold-up play.
Yes, indeed. Smash the like button. There were other reasons why he went out on loan as well. Possibly, but he did very well on loan. Mateta's a good player. I'd love to have Mateta at Spurs. I think he's very much a late bloomer, but I think he's shown that he's a very good striker. He's a very good striker and doing very well at Crystal Palace at the moment. And part of the reason they've got, was it a 16-game unbeaten run, Crystal Palace?
They had a 17. It's been ended now, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been ended, but they did. And Mateta's part of that. He's part of that build-up play. I feel for Crystal Palace because next season, I think their manager's going to go to Man United. I think there's going to be a mass exodus from Crystal Palace, and they'll be back.
Yeah,
they will be back to where they were, which is a bottom 10 Premier League side, which isn't a bad thing. Being in the Premier League is still fantastic, but I think they will be gutted this year. They've got some good players at their football club, and I think they've got a top quality manager. I think their manager is in the top 3 in the league, like top 3, top 4 in the league. How good of a manager he is.
Easy. I would say he's probably up there for me, if not even the best. Well, Pepper than him for me. I think Slot and stuff, don't get me wrong, they've done fantastic, but they've got a lot to prove. This guy's won everywhere he's been. Palace, won the Europa League. He's done well. Very, very well.
It's a good manager. Good manager. 19, was it 19? Mateta is very good. How much would it cost to get Mateta in the door now? Quite a lot of money. I don't know. 40, 50? Maybe. But what's your thoughts on everything going on at the moment, Flower Power? What's your thoughts? You hopeful? You optimistic?
Yeah, I think so. I think, yeah. The one thing for me that I was really not happy with was the Champions League squad. Other than that, I've been happy. I've been happy with everything. You know, that Champions League game, for me, playing a weakened side is not acceptable. He should have played a weaker side against Doncaster and then left Xavi and Polina playing in that game for me. We're talking about, we have to get Champions League, blah, blah, blah. We're in the Champions League and we're rotating and playing our lesser squad. For me, that's not acceptable. That's the only thing I could criticise so far. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs and bumps along the way. So, you know, this isn't just a rebuild for me. It's a complete build. And knocked everything to the ground, and now we've got to rebuild, build properly.
One of the things I've been telling everyone, I think Thomas Frank is teaching this team how to fundamentally play football again. That's how rotten. I don't think they actually knew how to play football properly anymore. I think he's having to reteach them from the ground up This is how you build a football team. Be difficult to beat. Be good at set pieces. Don't concede many goals.
Mhm.
Pick up points when you're losing if you can. It's the fundamentals of football were completely out of the Tottenham Hotspur squad, and I think the players love it. I think the players love that their manager is giving them what we saw. We absolutely loves him, and people were saying he's not going to love him, and he absolutely loves the manager already. And how he's bringing this one player at a time. He's bringing them, showing fuss to all the players. He's having to. He's given every single player a bit of love, almost like he's knitting them all together, one bit at a time. And it's great to see. I would agree with you that we should have beaten Bodo. We showed when we had our best players on in Kudus, Simmons, and Paulinho. We took Bodo to the sword, and we probably could have beaten them. And Bodo should have been out of sight, but they were crap. They missed tons and tons of chances that they should have put away. If we'd put our best team out to start, we probably would have swept them aside. But
that's what we should have done. Should have got a 2 or 3-0 goal heads or whatever, and then brought our players off, not leave them off, because we should have lost that game.
We should have lost that, but we didn't. But that's the beauty of fundamentals of football. Even when you're not at best, you pick up a point. And that's a good bit of mentality for the future. We have Ryan G's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Saying hello to both of us. And Nigel's agreeing with me. It's I wouldn't even say it's just teaching them how to play football again. It's teaching them how to play football and showing them the love of football. When a team is that open for nearly 24 months, they lost all functions on how to actually defend properly because they were exposed. Defense was always going to be the first thing he looked at. Agreed. Go and take Jens, Potter, Haig off them. Interesting. We don't want Bodo players. We'll take Juan He-Chan off your hands, though, Ryan, because I love him. I'm a big fan. For some reason, I'm a big fan of Juan He-Chan.
I like that Berg. I'd take that Berg from
Berg is a good player.
That's probably it.
He did, but we got through it. We got through it. I'll drive him to Tottenham. He's absolutely awful. That's my guy. I don't know why I'm such a fan of Juan He-Chan. I just am. Everyone has a player who's crap that they're big fans of for no reason. Everyone name your player that that's crap you're a fan of. Everyone has one. But seeing as this is a coffee show, we have talked enough about football. You've booked your trip to Disney next year. How excited are you? New things are being built. A lot of things will be closed. So don't get your hope. A lot of things will be closed. But what are you most looking forward to?
Mario World.
If you go to Disney and you're more excited about get off my show. Get off my stream.
You've got to go. I can't wait to see Mario World. That's for me. And to be honest, it's just to go out there. I mean, my youngest is autistic, so we know that when he's in year 6, so we know SATs is going to be quite a big problem because there's tests every day. So we've planned it that we fly 2 days after SATs finish. Yeah. So we do 3 days like school time, then it's school holidays, and then we're back. So we've kind of planned it perfectly. And it was more of I know this probably sounds really bad, but more of no, you have to do well. We're going to Disney, like we're going to America. You have to do well, kind of like not bribing him, but trying to push him through his exams, really.
Well, it's giving him something to aim for, isn't it?
Yeah, so that was, I mean, not that I don't want to go, but it was kind of like the cherry on the top of our list, try and push him through that. And he's really intelligent. It's just it's just kind of one of those things you kind of think, a bit of gentle persuasion along with who doesn't want to go to America.
I want to go to America. Hashtag fine flowers. Fine flowers.
I'll take it.
The funny thing is, it would be cheaper to take the fine and go on the holiday than go during normal term time. It's still
Absolutely.
it's
So
cheaper.
much. So
It's
much.
much cheaper. Take the fine.
What is shutting next year there? What will be shut?
Oh, there's a few things. The Rock and Roller Coaster will be shut next year for the rebrand. The Muppets World won't be open for 2 years. That's currently that's being closed, and that's being rebranded as Monsters Inc. World, which is very, very exciting
Cool.
for anyone that loves Monsters Inc. A lot of the lake will be closed in the Magic Kingdom as they're building the new Cars World. What was it called? They're building a Cars ride where the Tom Sawyer boat was. They're getting rid of that.
Okay.
Big Thunder Mountain reopens in a month, I believe it is. I believe it opens 2026. If I didn't have 100 children, I'd be able to afford to go on holiday. Big up. Indeed, it's about application and focus. Boys find it hard enough as we take so long to emotionally mature. I agree. They do. They do need an aim. They do not a reward, but you do need to have some sort of, oh, if I do this well, I get this. You need to have aims, especially if you are on the spectrum as well, because that exams and things, if you are on the spectrum, are frightening. Because they're frightening, even for people that are less on. Because let's face it, everyone, every single person is on the autistic spectrum. Everyone in the world is on the spectrum. Exams are frightening, and the way schools teach you is they teach you if you fuck up all your exams, you're going to be homeless. You're fucked for life. They frighten you. They deliberately go out there and they don't show you what you can do. They show you what you can't do, which is not acceptable in my opinion. And I think what they need, some people are good at this. Some people are good at that. So they need to have a more catered, I don't know how you do it, because there is not enough money to go around to fund the school system. And
I think school systems are very much, and I'm only speaking from my personal experiences, but they're very much, you should do this, go get a job. You should do this to go get this job. You should do that to go get that job, which is all well and good, but everybody's different. Like you said, I'm dyslexic and quite badly dyslexic. So that doesn't mean that I struggled through the whole of school. No matter what I did, I struggled. But then when it comes to actually doing a day-to-day job and getting my hands dirty or doing whatever, I was fine. Just need to be shown. So it was one of those. There's something out there for everybody. Like you said, you just need an end goal. I think when people have an end goal, or when I have an end goal, I'll make sure the goal happens.
It's I can only speak from my own personal experience, and you're absolutely right. I have always been told my entire life that I'm very, very bright, and people tell me that I'm very, like, if they did an IQ test on me, it'd probably be quite high. People keep on telling me I cannot do exams. I'm physically incapable of doing exams. Put me in a high pressure environment, I will explode. That is not me. Whereas some people who are less bright but are brilliant academically in terms of they're brilliant at passing. There are people who are very, very, very bland, are brilliant at passing exams. Some people are just brilliant at so it's all well and good saying, oh, if you pass this, you can do this. I won't ever be able to pass this. So I got my driving test in December. Put me in. I'm quite a reasonably good driver. Stick me in a driving test, I'll probably fail. I know it's all attitude. I know it's all attitude at the end of the day, and you've got to learn how to do it. Some people, that I was good at doing coursework. I passed all my geography coursework. Put me on the final exam, failed instantly. I can't do exams. I'm so terrible. And some people are like that. You're bang on, Archer. If you judge a fish by its ability to climb, then you will look stupid. It will look stupid indeed. And people like me and people like you, Flapper, are good with our hands. We're good with we're practically very good, which is why you're a plumber and I'm a coffee roaster, because I'm good. That's how we're designed our brains are designed.
Mhm.
But but I don't know how we got on this. There's a coffee company
Talking about
tangent.
Disney, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Talking
a
about
coffee
Disney.
company tangent. But it's very interesting how the education system works.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And the end goal, like we said, is Disney as such. So it was just another, when you're kind of stacking everything up, what are the reasons to go? Well, there was no like, because all the reasons were quite selfish, like, I want to go here and I want to do that. But when it was like, but this could help Freddie get to where he was, okay, I have to do it then because I'm got to be a good parent and help him.
Yes,
So it's kind
indeed.
of like okay, you've got to be a good parent. So that's what I put it down to.
Is even with me, because I want to take Mickey to Disney. Mickey, because of many reasons, is not the most well-traveled person, even though traveled she has been places with school because she went to a very, very good private school and things like. She hasn't been to. I want to take her, but also that says I want to go as well. So we need to be able to share the things that we love. You've got to be
very
selfish.
cheap at the moment. It's very, very cheap at the moment. If you look at May,
not this month. The prices went up in October because of the whole Halloween stuff, and they've got to fund the Halloween stuff they're doing.
Because for me, I've been checking continuously for a little while, and I've just paid for 4 of us to go. It was 3,500 without tickets, but that is the cheapest I've seen it for a long time.
The prices will be frozen next year, so you've picked a good. The best. Here is a tip, everyone. Go and follow on YouTube and Instagram Disney Food Blog. AJ Walsh, she has a book about it. She is excellent. If you want deals, that's the person you follow. So if everyone follow Disney's Food Blog. I'll try and put the link in the in the chat in a minute. She's absolutely brilliant. Paul's actually got a plumbing question. This is the brilliance of this channel. I need a plumber as leak under the kitchen. I can see where leak is coming from. What would be a reasonable price to pay?
So it depends where you live, and it depends who you get. So my call out is £80. But my call out would be I call it a call out just because it's easy, but it would include fixing the problem. If I get there and it's something that is relatable within the first hour, then that's all in call out. But I would say if you're paying less than like £60, I would probably avoid those guys because they're probably guys that have either just finished college or haven't got a lot of work on, and it's now winter. So if anyone is cheap at this point of time, then they're probably not who you want to be getting in to do your work.
And if you are close to the Norwich area, if you're close to the Norwich area, call Flowers Plumbing for James Flower, the best Spurs YouTube plumber on the planet.
But what I would say is, as long as you shut the water off, have a go yourself, because the only thing you're going to do is, it's going to leak, and then you can just turn the water back off again. If you're going to call someone out anyway, have a go yourself.
Yeah, we've got a problem with plumbing at the Kaufman household. A rat has eaten the pipe again, so we're going to have to find where he's eaten through again. Always happens this time of year. Always happens. The States is fine. Florida is always fine. I love Florida.
Florida's its own country. It's not like you're going anywhere like Ohio Florida is like 90% holiday makers.
Ohio? Are you talking shit about Ian? Flower Power versus Ferguson. Here we go.
We've seen what's happened. I was just kind of going because we saw what's happened. But yeah, for me, Disney, and we're going to be tourists. We're not going to be like, we're going to head out into the middle of nowhere and visiting schools. We're going to be in Disney. I'm
in Bedfordshire. Otherwise, would have called James. Go to Bedfordshire.
No, that's way too far. Not for me. It'd cost him about 500 quid to get me to go there and back.
Take the money.
Yeah, the offer's there, Paul. 500 quid.
Paul comes up. I will give you £500.
Just not this week. I can't do this week.
I want some of that cut then, because I'm the one that's facilitating.
Promoted. Absolutely. All right. £550 and £50 goes to Ben.
Yes. Goes towards my Disney. It goes towards my Disney bill.
Yeah. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what is shut, because we did a lot of the stuff when we did go, so that's obviously the main positive. To be fair, that rock and roll roller coaster was shut anyway. That's been shut for a while. That's
It's
been like,
only recently been shut again. They finally shut it to do the
yeah, well, they
rebrand.
open it for like 2 days and then they shut it again because there's a problem. We
It's a
couldn't even get on it.
very, very old roller coaster, and it's a very fast one. So they had
What's
to do it.
what was the one? That's the one in Disney, isn't it? That's in Disney.
Yes, it's in
What's the-
Disney Studios.
What's the one that is in Universal? It was the same kind of thing. Played you music. That Rip Ride Rocket? No, or is that?
I don't know. I'm not an expert when it comes to.
No, you know what? It's exactly the same. You get music playing. It's red. It's a roller coaster. It's in Universal. It's exactly the same. It's really, really old. But me and my youngest son, we waited for ages. It shut. It started raining. They shut it again, and we're in the queue. And we're like, should we just give up? And we waited, and we went on in it. It was really cool. And now they've shut it permanently. So like, it was so good that we kind of waited.
Yeah. The only thing, like, I'll only go to Universal for Harry Potter. That's the only reason I'd go there. I've got so little time for Universal in terms of they've got some good things there. For me, it's all about the theming. Their theming is junk. If they can get closer,
unless you go into the ride. Once you get in the ride, it's really good. Despicable Me was really good.
At Universal, there are too many 3D rides. There are too many, and I don't like the 3D rides.
See, for me, like Mummy was fantastic theming. Harry Potter is elite. Harry Potter, Avatar. They're to be honest, Harry Potter is better than any ride in Disney for theming. But it only starts when you get inside.
Not the ride though. The ride itself is meh at best.
What one?
The escape from Gringotts.
Oh, I like that.
It's good.
I like that. What about
in terms of the theming though? The Harry Potter world at Universal is by far the best thing at Universal.
Yeah.
It is excellent.
Walking through the bank and stuff is crazy. Yeah. So crazy.
It's not like the reason it is that good though is because you can go to Neasden, big up Harry Potter Studios in Neasden, otherwise known as Watford Junction. It's excellent.
Never been.
It's a mate. You should go. It is seriously good. They can just copy. They've got all the stuff already made at Neasden. They can just copy it. It's very easy to copy.
I might our wedding anniversary is April the 30th, so I might take her and the kids there the month before we go to America. So we do the UK Harry Potter, then do the Florida Harry Potter.
And I do recommend if you like afternoon tea, I would recommend doing the afternoon tea as well. Yeah. It's very, very good. But
I think that's what's good about America. They're so OTT, ain't they? Like, I mean, Moana. Did you do the Moana world where you're walking through and the water stops and stuff like that? Have you done that? Oh, that's incredible. But there's so many bits and pieces. Avatar, incredible. Like, it's just wicked.
I'm very excited for what they're doing. What they're doing at Animal Kingdom is very, very exciting. But building the Encanto world, building the Indiana Jones world, the things they're doing at Animal Kingdom is very, very exciting.
I think they needed to because it was
very old hat. A lot of the stuff, even the
and not that I think. The rides for me were better at Universal, but it was kind of like, oh, what is better? And you're like, oh, well, this is better here, that is better here. If Disney kind of up their game and get rid of some of the old stock and get the new stock in, then there will be no comparison again.
It's Disney do the opposite of what Universal does, and it costs Universal, and it also doing the polar opposite. So what I don't like with Universal is they change everything really quickly, which is not good because you're not building, oh, I want to go to Universal because I love the Jaws ride, and I love the Jaws ride. Disney do the opposite of leaving rides that weren't really that great for too long, and then you get sick of them. It's
Yeah.
Some of the things was it the show Animal Kingdom, the whatever the bug show was. It was there when I was a child, so it's been there for 30 years. It's time it was changed. It really needed to be changed, but a lot of the Animal Kingdom rides, like the Everest ride, is phenomenal. That's a phenomenal ride, brilliant.
Yeah.
A lot of the restaurants at Animal Kingdom are fantastic as well. The theming is that, so they both do the polar opposites, and it's both. If they both went middle,
Yeah.
and kept the things that people want to keep, but get rid of like the Men in Black ride at Universal should never go. That's a brilliant ride. They should never get rid of
it's
that.
rubbish though. But I think you're talking from your heart, not your head there.
But that's the point of a theme park.
I disagree, because I think that ride was terrible. But I love the theming of Men in Black, so I love that. But I thought it was terrible.
I think they could make it better they could. So what they've done recently with the Buzz Lightyear ride, which is hopefully open when you're there,
that was
is
good.
instead of the guns that are attached to the pod, they're actually on a wire now, so you can hold the pistol properly as well. Which I hate that when you have to lean and you got a bit. I hate that. They're making the blasters better, so that's good. That's a really good change. But they're keeping the right. For me, Disney, if they got rid of that, I would be heartbroken. I love the Buzz Lightyear.
There was a few things, like even like I mean, Despicable Me has done that really well, where you stand on a conveyor belt. That was really well. But there was things like, like Simpsons. I love The Simpsons. The Simpson ride is so outdated.
It's crap.
So pants.
I think one of my favourite movie trilogies of all time is Back to the Future. The Back to the Future ride at Universal sucks. It sucks. And also it makes you feel ill. It's one of those old 3D rides. It makes you feel ill after being on it. And
same with I mean, we took motion sickness tablets because of that. Like before we went into the parks, we did lots of motion sickness tablets. One of the things that we did do, or not we did do, one of the things I was really disappointed with is, I know Fast and the Furious franchise now is crap, but back in the day for me it was so cool, and their ride is even worse than their newer films. It is dreadful, but it could be so good.
I don't like I don't like Fast and the Furious. I'll never get it. I'll never get it. It's not for me.
Yeah, which is fair. But it's like, when you think of a concept of either robbing a bank or driving a car or getting away as a kind of ride, they've got all the makings there to be perfect. But it's even worse than the movies, to be honest.
They need to stop making that. I know I'll make Daigle very upset because he loves The Rock and he'll watch every single Rock movie. They're really crap.
They're really crap. But the first three for me were like growing up. They were fantastic, but the rest are crap.
I watched the original 1954 Fast and the Furious. Like, big up.
Nice.
I'm not. Maybe I should see that, the Back to the Future. They're also showing that on Royal Caribbean cruise liners. So if you want to go on a cruise and watch Back to the Future, the musical, go on Royal Caribbean. Royal Caribbean, you can sponsor me, Royal Caribbean. I don't ever want to go on a cruise, but you can sponsor me.
And if Disney or Universal want to sponsor me, I'll start a channel.
I would be desperate for Disney to sponsor me. I would be desperate for them. I will be the biggest Disney fanboy going, and I will do it on purpose. I don't care. I'll sell my soul.
Yep, absolutely.
100% sell my soul to the Disney Corporation. I'm selling out.
Absolutely. I love that. I mean, we was my I don't want to say too much, but my partner's not very well. And we was looking back at old things, and she made a video. She was like, it's now 3 a.m, 4 a.m, blah blah blah, first morning in America, the kids are like all sleepy eyed, and she turns the camera around and I'm there like, let's go. And it was one of those things, you look back and you just think, I'm such a big kid in America that
Yeah.
I just love the place. And a lot of people criticize it for so many different things, and I
Oh,
understand.
people
But
hate
it just,
Disney adults. They
yeah,
hate them. So, oh, they're like, oh, why are you going to Disney if you? Well, firstly, you do have kids. So you're like, firstly, how are kids going to go there without the adults? And adults have the money to go there. So let them because a lot of people don't get to reimagine their childhood. Once your childhood goes, you will never see it again. So giving them a link to go back to where they were as a kid is a beautiful thing, in my opinion. Because some people lose their parents and they had really good childhood, so it helps them remember their old times, and it brings them. And I think that's a brilliant thing. So,
you know what I think? You know what I think the biggest thing for me is just enjoying being you. Like, like then I enjoyed the first 3 Fast and the Furiouses as part of me growing up. It was the best thing ever. But for you, you can't stand it. But that doesn't mean I'm going to judge you for more or less or whatever. I think you're a Star Wars guy, aren't you? Are you a Star Wars guy?
I love Star Wars. Yeah,
I hate Star Wars. Like,
yeah.
I don't hate Star Wars, but that's extreme. But it's not my thing to go, oh yeah, the new Star Wars.
How well have they done the Star Wars section at Walt Disney Studios? It's unbelievable what they've done. Even with the Coca-Cola bottles that are shaped like thermal detonators, it's epic what they've done.
It's just, and that's where, I mean, maybe this is where I'm not so judgmental, or I try not to be so judgmental, but I appreciate that you like that. Do you know what I mean? It's not my thing, but I appreciate that you like that because there's a lot gone into it. And that for me is where I think a lot of people need to stop being so judgmental, and just like, I'm glad that you found that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Like, I find that a lot of people don't do that anymore. It's like, well, I appreciate that you found something that you enjoy, so fair play to you.
Like, one of our good friends, Kuva, absolutely can't stand modern Star Wars. But I reckon if you got Kuva and you flew him to Florida and you took him to the Star Wars land, I think he would be a child again. And I think that would be so many people, especially in this chat, grew up watching Star Wars because they are 70s babies, and Star Wars came out in the so that it would bring them back to when my mum still says I was there when the original Star Wars was in cinema, and how big of a thing that was. So I loved Star Wars as a kid. You don't?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love so I'm very sad that the Muppets Theatre Show is gone. I'm very upset. I loved because I was ill a lot as a kid. I was in bed a lot because I was always ill. What was one of the things my mum would put on the telly? The Muppets old shitty VHS chat, and I'd watch the same crappy VHS tape over and over again with the fucking Muppets. So I'd watch the Muppets. It was great. I love the Muppets.
Absolutely.
So it's great that although it's sad that my childhood is going with them getting rid of the Muppets, other people can now bring back their childhood with Monsters Inc., which is another. How many people can now go to Monsters Inc. was brilliant. I love Monsters Inc.
Absolutely.
Such a good series. And that's brilliant.
And that's what I think is so many people judge you for what you want to be rather than look at the good side. And that's what I don't understand. I just think let people do whatever makes them happy. Like, you're not here long enough to sort of dig people out.
Indeed. No, I've not seen My Neighbor Totoro. I probably should see some of that. Totoro is my other half loves Totoro, so it's not something I'm necessarily into, but I do love Japanese anime. I do love that anime style with the Studio Ghibli. It's great. It's brilliant animation style. But we'll talk about one more thing before we need to wrap up the show. But yeah. I'm excited. Maybe I shouldn't go next year. I'm excited for Villains Land. I think that's going to be a big change to what's going on. A Villains Land finally is a really good thing.
Yeah, there's so many bits that are just opening. I love How to Train a Dragon. That's a quality film. They've opened up that world in Universal. So it's so. I'm excited. I mean, even there's a place that we went to that's it's called Monster Arcade on International Drive. And it's all arcades, all the old school pinball machines. It's absolutely wicked. Yeah. One thing I will do though is if we just cut this part out of the show is I will not be going to Popeye's Chicken because it's crap. Sorry, Brian.
I like the giant McDonald's on International Drive. I love the giant McDonald's. Oh, for some reason, Nick wants. Why does Nick want the link? Nick
I
knows.
think is it Gideon's Pizza? That was really cool.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
yeah, that was cool. But that's American. That's like a deep dish, like a pie, basically, which was cool.
That's not
Wendy's
pizza.
was cool. Nah, Wendy's was cool. But
Oh, so we got two people outside of school now
How do you know I'm outside of school?
because
see
you're in
from
your
the window
car.
the school kids walking past.
Oh, I need a haircut. I know that.
You
You're
need your
going great,
Barrington
simple
Royale haircut.
How can hang on a minute? I'm calling you out, Ben Kaufman. 1 hour,
Yeah.
10 minutes. What? Because you're talking about Disney?
Yeah. It's my show. I can do what the hell I want.
James Flowers, such a fraud. He's never at work. His kids are never at school.
When you have a good guest, the show just flows, mate.
Yeah, it does.
Mate, it normally flows quite well when I'm there, you know. But you know,
Yeah, 58
where's
minutes
Daigle?
shutting off.
Where's Daigle? Daigle said he was back today. Where is he? He's a fraud.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
When are you actually going? When are you actually going then, James?
May the 20th, I believe.
Is that before half term or is that during?
Yeah, it's like 3 days before, 3 days after.
3 days before, 3 days after. Save about $5,000, but you pay us £200 fine. Happy days.
And the rest there. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I think it's a £1,200 fine, isn't it?
No,
£80 per kid per week. So we might actually get away with it because it's 3 days. What we said is, I'm going to call the Monday morning and say, so they're going to have 3 days off, which will be 3 days off. And then what we're going to do is call up the Monday morning and just say, sorry, the kids have got diarrhea. Then they have to be off for 3 days anyway.
Can't they? Yeah, I mean, they're gonna look a bit odd with tans and everything else, though, right?
Prove it. Sunbeds.
Sunbeds. James
Flower
takes
takes
his
his
kid
kid on a sunbed.
on a sunbed.
It's the fact that they're talking about Disney that I'm probably not going to get away with, but I'll give it a go. Look, at the end of the day, what can they say? It is what it is.
Well, they can
I'll pay the £80 if they want to pay the £80.
I mean,
yeah,
look,
kiss my ass.
you're right. At the end of the day, right? You could that's what you say, and that's a plan. I mean, I'd probably say they're diary at the start and diary at the end, and that's it. And yeah, okay, we did take them away, but then how can they prove it?
What? Oh, well, we actually said that we say that they were not very well before. Then we actually took them America for a week, and they got ill in America eating American food. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
And then the kids go in there and kind of talk about America. It's fine. We've already said that. And what can I say? I'm not bothered.
Yeah.
Even if I do have to pay it, I'm not bothered.
The amount of money you're going to save.
Moneybags Flowers as well. Look at him. He's
up.
He's going to Disney. He don't care if the school's watching. He's going to pay the fine anyway. You're in the mud, Norwich school. You're in
If the school, the schools want to find me, kiss my ass. I'm not bothered.
Kiss. Flowers said, "Kiss my ass."
Actually, no. What he'll probably say is this, Nick.
See you later, rat.
No.
See you later,
What
rat.
James Flowers is saying, he's saying he's gonna do it anyway. He's gonna do it anyway.
We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
Something inside so strong.
Right, I'm gonna go because I'm on my laptop.
Yeah, I've got to go now. My
Yeah,
little and
we will end the
picking up.
show right here. So thank you to everyone for joining us on this slightly longer stream. We will be back tomorrow for another, if Daigle's arriving. I don't know where Daigle is tomorrow. Another Tottenham on Tour show.
If not, it'll be a Disney stream. Let me know.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Nick, catchphrase.
See you later, rat.
Flower power,
My
catchphrase.
goalkeeper. My
Your
goalkeeper.
fucking goalkeeper. But thank you all so much for watching today's show. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, hit your smile. What the Kauff is brewing. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Ciao for now.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned where I had sometimes played chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, these seem impossible to